We're in the middle of waiting for a time rift, and let's take a look at our favorite Froskkurrin's Twitter account, shall we?
We have the chat in front of us. I can see you.
Instead, this might take a while. Let's, best to do this. Friend me on Steam if you want. I've been playing. We're over on Twitch right now. Let's take a look at Frosk's Twitter.
Without a doubt, there will be backlash.
It is Women's History Month, and International Women's Day is right around the corner. I don't pay attention.
Because I'm not as bangable as the previous host.
There's so many pronouns out there. It seems a little, less inclusive to celebrate just women's. Just women's! If you have to ask what it's like to be a woman in esports, you already know the answer.
It's dehumanizing and it's weird.
Answer it yourself and instead put more incredible women on your shows year-round to amplify their achievements. This sounds like a, hey, I want to be invited on your show. You're not inviting me on your show. It's because I'm a Wahmen again.
And that's just obvious sexism.
I thought she might have learned. So many Tier 1 esports didn't have anything close to parody on their broadcast, despite Tier 1 talent available. Is a boys club through and through, and the masks have been off for a while. I wish it wasn't on the women to try and change the biases and risk blacklisting. Alright. I had to respond to this one, and I'm going to respond more in-depth in this one, because I've been in a lot of the situation where you're sitting there and you're like, oh yeah, the boys clubs are getting all these views, right? The boys clubs are doing this stuff and they're chit-chatting, and is it because I'm a girl? Is it because I don't know as much as this on this subject? Is it because of that? And it always boils down to insecurity, doesn't it? And so I asked myself a while ago, do I really even want to be on these shows? Do I really want to be on these shows and feel completely excluded, or do I want to focus on what I enjoy, what I want to do, rather than being invited around a bunch of a-holes I don't want to talk to in the first place? That's what it really felt like to me. And I think I responded something similarly, because yes, you do have groups of people who feel more comfortable together, whether that's a boys club or like a ladies night situation. Sometimes you do have people who do segregate by gender. However, to still use this language of changing their biases, all right?
You're letting your unconscious biases ruin my day.
You shouldn't have to force your way into somebody else's space because you're trying to fix all of the problems of society when there's, clearly real world stuff. I mean, she's clearly caring about real world stuff here. Clearly caring about real world stuff going on, which, you know what, good on you if you want to care about whatever you're caring about. That's great. I don't, because I'm a crazy, horrible person who would rather distract myself with Pokemans at this point in time. But that's how I cope with things, is my dark, sick, twisted sense of humor. And I don't really care anymore because I've had some real life stuff hit me recently. So I couldn't even tell you. And she's going to get to this point, I would say. I couldn't even tell you how many views some of these boys club people get, because I just said, you know what, I don't care in my life. Don't need it. Don't want to even focus on this. And the fact that you're playing the Wahmen card versus man card is part of the problem, in my opinion. It is something where everybody would be a lot happier if, rather than you coming and knocking on the door saying, hey, we want Wahmen representation, we want to come in and change all this because this and this and this and this is wrong. Maybe they don't think it's wrong. Maybe you're coming in with your biases, trying to change something that already exists, something that's already there, something that people already enjoy. Something that people didn't necessarily want changed. This is exactly the same crap I saw with Star Wars and Star Trek and Doctor Who and every property under the sun that I've been a fan of in some capacity or another for the past, 4 decades, give or take now. And the fact that, sometimes it's best for your own sanity to carve out your own corner and to do what you want to do and to do what your strengths are. right? More fury. Why not make your own club instead of trying to insert themselves into everyone else's fun? Go make your own petty club. I get it, wanting to be included. I get seeing how successful these people are. It will get in your head. It does. And I don't know how to suggest. I don't know what life-shattering thing I can suggest happen to wake people up out of that, but that might be a journey that people need to go on their own. That might be a journey most people never ever see in their lifetime. And I'm still struggling with it myself in a lot of situations, but it got to the point where I'm like, you know what? I don't care about being included anymore. I care about the people who show up. I care about the people who come in and say, hey, we want to play Mystery Science Theater, the video game, aka What the Dub, on Wednesday nights. We want to come in, and we got a whole lot of new clips too, and we want to throw a bunch of money at you to play What the Dub. And I think that's what she needs to come around to too, is that sure, there's nothing wrong with being a Wahmen, there's nothing wrong with celebrating diversity, there's nothing wrong with any of that, but having these biases that your way is better is a little bit narcissistic, it's a little bit selfish, and this brings me back to this whole Elden Ring controversy that I've been covering as well. And if you missed the videos on those, I'll probably link them, or just check my channel page, check the tab. These people, these SJWE type people, they were upset that Elden Ring didn't let them see themselves on screen accurately. They didn't let them see themselves in the video game. They couldn't create their exact identical character. Meanwhile, other players are out there creating Giga Chads and having a hoot and a half, having a grand old time. Why did I turn into somebody from the 1920s? I don't know. Having a grand old time. They had a blast, didn't they? Playing as what they want to play with these characters as. Not everybody's gonna play the game the same way you do. Not everybody's gonna view the world the same way you are. And sometimes we're a bunch of idiot NPCs being led around by what Twitter tells us to care about in the motorcycling race. See you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!